I was always interested in business, and when I got out of business school, my first job was at General Foods, which at the time was a really well-known consumer packaged goods company that ultimately got acquired by Kraft, and I loved marketing, and I wanted to work in consumer packaged goods, and I was there in the Maxwell House division. I thought I was crushing it. I was responsible for Brim decaffeinated coffee, and I was putting 50-cent coupons inside Reader's Digest and all of those other really important things, but it was kind of fun and entrepreneurial. Because here I am, and I was 22 years old at the time, and I got zillions of dollars of budget and everything. Anyway, I decided to move back to Boston to get married. And so I had to leave, and people were really, I knew that everything was going to fall apart. And my last day at work, I was in a room, and they're having a little party for me, and somebody goes, speech, speech, speech. So I stood up, and I had been sitting where you are, Dan. I stood up in front of the room, and the guy who was going to take my job, who was going to move into my role, sat in my seat. He slithered into my seat, and I thought, they're not going to miss me. They're not going to miss me. I mean, here, I feel like I've been doing such a great job, and they are going to miss me for about the time it took for me to get up there and some other super competent person to move into my seat. And I tucked that in the back of my mind because I thought, I want to look in the mirror in the morning and say, I don't know what they'd do without me. And what I learned over the years, and I've got so many stories like this, but what I've learned over the years is that I just wanted to, part of the way that you can do something where you really feel you're mattering is to create something on your own. And that really became my dream. I worked in companies that had terrible cultures and terrible bosses, and I realized that if I wanted to work in the kind of company that I always wanted to work in, that I could build it myself. So that was really my motivation for becoming an entrepreneur. The company that I'm known for, Communispace, actually has almost 20 people from Northeastern working there. We absolutely love Northeastern grads. They're amazing and experienced, and they're great thinkers, and they're passionate. And what we basically do is we help organizations listen to and collaborate with and get inspiration from their consumers, which is a good thing to do, because if you can walk in the shoes of your consumers, as you all know, you can grow your business faster. We basically do that all online by building these online communities that serve kind of as an advisory board that's going on all the time for clients. We're now all over the world. We've got about 550 people, and we're right in downtown Boston, right near South Station. And last spring, I decided that everything was going so well that it might not be as much fun anymore. The offices are beautiful. The leadership team was fabulous. We do a lot of stuff that's really great. And I was sitting in a leadership team meeting one day, and they were so capable, and I thought, I don't know, like maybe I have another chapter. Maybe I need to do something else. So I ended up moving aside and becoming chairman. I promoted somebody from my leadership team to become CEO. And I decided to kind of do that and look for my next chapter. My advice, very briefly, was say no to everything, because you're going to get a lot of phone calls. Just say no, or you won't do anything transformational. I kept saying no to that, no, 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 no. I was about to say no to something. I called a friend of mine, and I said, I'm about to say no to this company unless you tell me it's great, because she was an investor in the company. We decided no. She said to me, but I know of something else where they're looking for a CEO. You might be interested. I said, what's that? She said, Startup Institute. And I went, oh, you're kidding. I mean, how cool would that be to be in a really mission-driven company, to be a little bit closer? Doing good. Startup Institute's core program is basically a boot camp for people who want to work in startups, and we network them into the community and do all this cool stuff. But anyway,
we need it. So.
Well, the funny thing is, what did I do after I heard about it? I said no. it was just too early. It wasn't working for me and everything. And the following day, I had a drink with a friend of mine named Sherry Oberg, who had just sold her biotech company. And Sherry was looking to do something new. And I said, well, tell me what you want to do. She said, I want to be in the education space. I said, I know of an opening. There's something that it was a little bit too early for me, but I told her about Startup Institute, and she said, oh, that sounds so fabulous. I would love to meet the board. And I said, great, I'll connect you on email. And I walked out, and I got into my car, and I'm driving home, and I thought, I'll be damned if I'm going to let Sherry Oberg run that company. So that's my story. I am in week 3 of my new job in the next generation education space. And sometimes it's fun, and sometimes I kind of look in the mirror and I go, oh my God, what have I done?